I will pay an obscene amount of money to never have an NFL game on Fox ever again. Welcome everybody to JG9 News, where we talk all things NFL all the time. I'm Erin 9, representing the 904 from the 602, and today we are talking about some comments made recently by Erin Andrews, the #1 silent reporter on Fox. Obviously, Fox has gotten a lot of criticism as of late for their coverage of the NFL. You have the fact that their scorebug has no background. The timeout assets are not centered. You have the fact that Terry Bradshaw is really bad at this point due to his old age and can't do the highlights anymore. You have the fact that the cameras are of a lower quality. You have the fact that the announcers seem to be of a lower quality across the board. You have a lot of issues right now with Fox's broadcast. And Erin Andrews, in no uncertain terms, just told everyone to shut up about it. And she made some pretty interesting comments that I want to go over today in this video. So Erin Andrews was talking about her comments with US Weekly and talking at first about her sideline reporting and how she sometimes gets criticism for how she reports on stuff that happens on the sidelines and halftime of games, the interviews with the players and the coaches and whatnot. And this is what she had to say. Everyone at home will say, "Oh, her voice sucks. That report was stupid. How could you know? I'll repeat exactly what a head coach tells me at halftime." And they're like, "Really, Erin? People just think they can do better." So I want to address this part. Number one, just because you have a job that you think is hard does not mean that you are immune from criticism with the logic and the insane ad hominem of, "Oh, people should just shut up because they can't do any better." Number one, you can never criticize anything ever again. If you think that, if that is your line of logic, you can never criticize anything again. If I see a bad movie, "Oh, I can't criticize it because I couldn't do better." Yeah, no, I can't do better. I don't know how to operate a camera and operate a budget like with the movies and write a script and whatnot. I can't do any of that. But if I don't like it, I have every right to say it. I'm not the best chef in the world, but if some piece of food sucks, I'm allowed to say that it sucks, and the chef can't be like, "Oh, so you think you can do better?" That's not how this works. We would get nothing done as a society if that is how that worked. People are allowed to criticize you even if they can't do what you do. People criticize me on my channel all the time for my opinions, for the way I edit, for the way I write my scripts. I don't think they can do what I do, but they have every right to say that stuff. That's how society works. Even if they don't know how to edit a video or write a script, if they're not entertained, they have every right to say that I'm wrong and they're not entertained. That's how it works. And for Erin Andrews, who, by the way, is making millions upon millions of dollars to put herself out there willingly, it's not like she's being forced to do this. For her to put herself out there willingly, getting paid a salary that 99% of Americans would only dream of, and to criticize people for words? Come on. Number two, you are who you associate with. I believe that wholeheartedly, that you are who you associate with. Now, I'll give you an example of that. Let's say I am friends with someone who murders someone. We're going to an extreme example here, but let's say I'm friends with someone who murders someone. Does that mean that I would do murder? Of course not. But does it mean that murder is not my breaking point and that I will be friends with someone who murders people? Yeah, it says a lot about who I am as a person and what my breaking point is. And the fact that she says people just think they can do better, so you should just shut up because you can't do silent reports. You don't know what goes into silent reporting. You have no idea what it's like to be that. I repeat exactly what a coach tells me. I pride myself on doing that. And if you don't like it, too bad, you can't do better. Well, I find it very ironic and very hypocritical that you are not only best friends with, but you share a podcast with Charissa Thompson. Yeah, the irony in that's kind of astounding. If hypocrisy was a drop of water, there'd be enough water to fill the Atlantic Ocean with how much hypocrisy there is in what Erin Andrews just said. There really would be. Because last time I checked, Charissa Thompson started off as a silent reporter and worked her way up the ladder by lying about the reports, openly admitting with no remorse whatsoever and with no regrets, no shame, no nothing, that she made up stuff that was being said by the coaches and was openly lying on the air in front of millions upon millions of people on a weekly basis. So for you to say that people just think they can do better and then be friends with Carissa Thompson and endorse Carissa Thompson and be on a podcast with Carissa Thompson weekly and be buddy-buddy with her when she did the one thing that you can't do as a silent reporter, and the one thing that I'm very confident none of us watching this video would do as a silent reporter, which is to lie about everything, is kind of astounding. It really is kind of astounding that we're not allowed to criticize you and silent reporters because we can't do the job, yet you're buddy-buddy with someone who literally broke every single rule and lied on the air. It's almost like if I criticize a person in the news who makes up reports, doesn't read the teleprompter, and just makes up any word that he wants. Yeah, that's not allowed. That's the one thing you can't do as a news reporter. And you're friends and best friends with the one person that did that in this industry and made your job look stupid. So I find the hypocrisy in that absolutely astounding. And then Erin Andrews continued in this article saying, if you throw yourself out there, people are able to put their opinions online. It's like, okay, you go do this. You try to do this. Again, you're the one that's doing it. It's not my job to do your job. It is not my job to do your job. The hypocrisy is just astounding. And the fact that Erin Andrews is taking a lot of criticism from people saying, oh, well, Fox has done a crap job, but you can't do the job, so just shut up about it. Last time I checked, the silent reporter in the Jaguars-Panthers game called our general manager James Gladhouse, which is not his name, it's James Gladstone. Last time I checked, Fox had a dirty camera for that game. There was one lens in particular in that game that was basically brown. Last time I checked, Fox was showing B-roll of Jacksonville, downtown Jacksonville, with a Jacksonville landing in it, which has not been a building since 2019. They tore that thing down before COVID happened. Last time I checked, Terry Bradshaw can't finish the highlights. He can't put together two coherent sentences anymore. Last time I checked, Carissa Thompson, your best friend, a liar, is still employed by the network and employed by Fox NFL, destroying your credibility. Last time I checked, your announcers flat out suck. Your production sucks. I would love for someone else to try it. Don't tempt me with a good time, Erin Andrews. Okay, you go do this, you try it. I would love to. I would love for TNT. I would love for anyone else, any network, any media conglomerate to go out there and try this. Because I guarantee you, the product would be better than whatever the heck Fox has rolled out and what you guys have rolled out for the past few years. It is appalling, the state of the NFL on Fox right now. And for you to make these comments, these defensive, hypocritical comments with everything else we know, and to make these ad hominems and these statements bashing your own audience, all while you're making millions upon millions of dollars for a job that most of us would dream to have, and a job that, at least with some of the silent reporters, in terms of Hale getting the name right and Carissa Thompson making stuff up, would do better, is just insane to me. So I don't even know what to say anymore with Fox. But my criticism of Fox have been well-founded over the years. I've criticized Fox a lot on this channel for a lot of the stuff that they've done just in the production, and this season is not going any better if this criticism by Erin Andrews is anything to go off of. But what are your thoughts on Erin Andrews' comments? Does she have a point? Does she not have a point? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. And that is going to do it for this episode of JG9 News. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe and hype that video up, as it really helps the channel out a lot. And be sure to check out my main channel, Jaguar9, where we talk about all things NFL history all the time. Until next time, this is Jaguar9 signing off. And as always, go Jags, and I hope they never have a Fox game ever again.